Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Jane here. You're welcome to my channel, Jane by Design. So today I'll be showing us how to stitch this asymmetric neckline and hemline top. Very beautiful. I have the pattern drafted on my channel already. I'm going to be pinning it on the comment section. If you're yet to see the pattern drafting of this beautiful top, I'll leave it on the comment section. Please, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, leave a like, share this video, and please do well to subscribe to my channel. All right, so on my pattern, you can see on the fabric that I laid the pattern on, I have added stitching allowances all around it, 1/2 inch all around, and by the side I added 3/4 to 1 inch stitching allowance. And at the point where I'm going to be having the slits by the side of this top, I also went ahead to mark a notch on that point. So right now I'm going to be taking out my pattern from the fabric. At the point where we have the slit, like I said, I'm going to be putting a notch so that when we stitch, you're going to stop at that point. So this is the back as well. I added my 1/2 inch stitching allowance all around it. I added 1 inch at the hemline and 1 inch by the sides. I'm going to take out my pins from the pattern, and this is what the fabric looks like after cutting. Also, I have the sides that look like the princess seam for the front of the top. I'm going to also be marking out the points where the slit is going to stop at the front, and then I'm going to put a notch as well. So here, all of the pieces are ready. The next thing we are going to be doing is to go ahead, take them to the sewing machine and stitch them up. So this is also for the yoke for the front. This is my sleeve. I have gone ahead to cut out my sleeve. If you don't know how to cut a basic sleeve pattern, I'm going to also be pinning that in the comment section as well. So these are the 2 sleeve pieces that I'll be using for this beautiful top. So the first thing I'm going to be doing right now is to join the front. So for us to be able to join the front, because we did slash and spread for the front, we are going to go ahead and gather it up. So I would advise either you gather up or you pleat. Ensure that when you pleat and stop right at the point where you have you make sure that you don't pleat all the way to where you have your notch. Okay, just when you look at the picture, you will discover that from the point where we have the notch, we have like 3-inch spacing upward before we got to that point. So right here for me, I'm going to go ahead and pleat this down, or better still, I'm going to sew a gather stitch on that part so that we can all gather that side to the tune of what we had previously. Okay, so I'm going to go do that. After gathering that up, I'm going to now join the 2 sides for the front together, and then I'm going to be right back. Okay, so let me take this to the sewing machine and then gather it up. After gathering it up, I'm going to show you what it looks like. Now I've done the gathers, you can see what it looks like by the side of the top. And after gathering, this is what it's looking like. Beautiful. I've gathered it up to the point where I have the other side of the front piece. So after you've gathered, the next thing to do is to join the 2 front pieces together. So to join them, I'm going to be placing the right side facing each other. Okay, the small piece we have at the side of the top, we're going to be placing it on it. Ensure that it's even enough. Okay, so just go ahead and arrange it properly from under the arm down to the point where we have the notch. So remember, we have a notch at the 2 sides of this top. Okay, so you're going to be stitching all the way from the underarm down to touch the notch where we placed on the top. Okay, I hope you remember that there's a notch for the 2 pieces of the front. So what I'm doing here is to just pinning down the both sides, distributing it equally, ensuring that the gather stays in place, and also this princess seam I have at the side also stays in place. So after pinning this all down, okay, I'm going to take this now to the machine and I'm going to stitch. All right, so like I said, make sure that you arrange your pleats properly and also the sides properly. So after that is done, I've taken to the sewing machine and I've stitched. You can see what it looks like. The parts where we have the notch, you can see the slit at the lower part. So after that is done, we are now going to work on the neckline. So for the neckline, we are going to be placing the yoke. Remember, we have a yoke for this top. So I'm going to be stitching these two yoke together, and then after stitching, I'm going to turn it inside out. Okay, then we are going to now place it on the top. We are going to place it on the right side of the top, ensure it aligns, and we are going to now use our facing to cover it. I went ahead to cut out a facing. I should believe by now we should know how to cut out facing for our fabric. So I've cut out facing, and it's the facing I'm going to use to turn the neckline of this front. For the back, I've also stitched my dart. You can see what it looks like. I've stitched down the dart for both sides of the back. And for us to finish off with the back, I'm going to be adding my zipper first before concealing the neck. So we are going to go ahead and attach the zipper for the back, and after attaching, I'm going to show you how you are going to stitch up the neckline of this back with the facing. So here is what it looks like after we've stitched up the zipper. We've attached the zipper to the neckline, to the back of the top. The next thing to do after you've attached your zipper is to work on the neckline. So for the neckline of the back, I went ahead to cut out facing. I want to also believe that we know how to cut facing for our garments now by now, okay? So I went out to cut out facing for the neckline of the back. And what you're going to do for the facing is you're going to be placing it on the right side. So you're going to place the wrong side of your facing on the right side of your fabric, okay? Place the wrong side of your facing on the right side of your fabric, so that when you stitch and then you turn it inside, it is the right side that will be facing the inside of your garment, if you understand what I mean. So now I've gotten my facing. Now I'm going to go ahead and pin all the way to the zipper line. So you can see the way that I'm placing this facing, the facing is covering the zipper, okay? So you're going to stitch only the neckline down to where the zipper is, down to where the facing stop, from the neckline down to the zipper area. So we are going to go stitch all the way from the neckline and then down to the zipper to sandwich the facing and the zipper together. That's what we are going to do for the two piece of the back. So this is what it looks like. You can see the facing sitting pretty inside the back. Okay, I used my hemming tape to hold it down, so it's looking really nice. So I did the same thing for the front. I've stitched down the facing for the front, and I also used my hemming tape to secure it down so they don't move around. The next thing we are going to do now is to work on joining the right sides and the wrong and the back. That's the front and the back of the top. And to do this, we are going to join them at the shoulder line. All right, so you can see what I'm doing right now. I am pinning the front and the back shoulder line together. Okay, I'm securing them with pins. I'm going to be joining it at the shoulder line together. Okay, so take it to the sewing machine and we stitch by 1/2 inch for the shoulder line. Also by the sides, I've also gone ahead to use my pins to secure the sides of the top. Okay, I'm going to use pins to secure the sides of the top. Then after you've secured, what you're going to do is to measure out your body circumference again. But if you already know that and the number of stitching allowances that you placed on your garment, just go ahead and take that amount of stitching allowance. But to be on the safer side for beginners, after you are done pinning the sides of your top, go ahead and use your tape again to measure out the sides. Okay, measure out your circumference, your bust circumference, your waist circumference, and your hip circumference to ensure that you get the appropriate measurement. All right. So here I'm still pinning down the sides. Okay, so what I'm doing here is just so that when I take this to my sewing machine, I'm just going to join the shoulder line and the sides all at the same time. I don't have to come back and show you that I have to join the sides again. So I'm just taking my pins to pin down the sides of this top. After pinning down, then I'm going to take to the sewing machine. I'm going to stitch by 1 inch. Remember, on my pattern I left 1 inch at the side, so I'm going to stitch the sides by 1 inch and then the shoulder by half of an inch. Okay, all right, so that's what I will do now. So that is done. Moving on to the sleeve. For the sleeves, I have already cut it out. If you've not seen a video on how to draft a basic sleeve pattern, I will be leaving the link. It's on the channel. Just go check the channel. I have a lot of it. So here is my sleeve. I'm going to be stitching by half of an inch. What I've done here is to pin down the sleeve right sides together. I used my pins to secure the sides of the sleeve. Then I'll take it to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch it up by half of an inch. So after I have done this, the next thing I will be doing is to join the sleeve to the main bodice. All right, so here is it. After I have joined the sleeve to the main bodice, I also went ahead to hem the sleeve opening. That's the wrist of my sleeve. Okay, this is what it looks like. I have hemmed it as well. This is what it is, and the next thing we are going to do is to just hem the lower part of this top. Okay, you remember that the lower part of this top is also an asymmetric hemline, so we are also going to do a little bit of hemming at that point. Okay, so this is the only thing that is left. After that is done, our top is ready. So the part where we have the slits at the sides, I'm going to use my hemming glue to tape it down so you don't move around. So I'm going to be taping that slit at the side, and after that, this is what it looks like. I'm going to put this on so that you guys can see what it looks like on me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you're yet to. Give me a like, share, and subscribe. See you guys in my next one. Stay blessed. Bye.